Well, hello there, my friends, and welcome to yet another review of the Mandalorian TV show. This one is the third episode of the third season called The Convert. And it is a little bit different, of course, mainly because in the history of the Mandalorian TV show, that now the Book of Boba Fett being put aside, we have not yet had an episode that would not be 100% fully focused on the character of Mandalorian and Grogu. This one is divided into two halves. There are two storylines. Now, first, I have to say that if you do not want this episode to be spoiled for you, leave and then come back, because there will be some minor and major spoilers, simply spoilers. Now, if you've been following my channel for quite some time, you know that I do not consider The Mandalorian to be extremely painful to watch. As a matter of fact, it is the least painful to watch of all the Disney Star Wars. Now, I say Star Wars, but I don't consider anything that was made by Disney, considering Star Wars, to be the canon. The canon, for me, is the original trilogy, the prequel trilogy, and the expanded universe. The original Lucasfilm expanded universe, now labeled Legends. Well, this being said, we've got two storylines. The first one focusing on Din Djarin, Mandalorian, and Bo-Katan and Grogu, and the second one focusing on Dr. Pershing and Elia Kane, the Butch girl, the chunk of a woman. I'm gonna tell you, whoa, what a piece of woman she is. She's a bodybuilder, I think, that actress, to my knowledge. And so we left Mandalorian in the end of the second episode of the third season in bathing in the sacred waters of Mandalore, so he can redeem himself and continue living the way. So he does, and Bo-Katan saves him, of course, about 1,000 times. And the last time she saves him, he nearly drowns, and she sees the mythosaur under the surface of the water. Well, we get to know now that Mandalorian, he didn't see the mythosaur, and she kept it for herself for one reason or another. And then, of course, we discover that, oh gosh, there is an attack on Bo-Katan from the side of the Empire, because she's been messing with the Empire, so they attacked her. And it's quite a very nicely made fight scene with TIE interceptors follows. That I have to say, and I have to admit that The Mandalorian does contain very good CGI, very good practical effects. Overall, as far as the visual aspect, the visual representation of that show is very good. So whenever there is a fight scene or a chase scene or like even a fencing sword fight scene in the second season, I think it was good, looked fine. So they escape, and of course they escape because Kalevala is being attacked and destroyed. Well, not the planet, nor the collection of Finnish mythology and legends, for those of you who know. No, just the castle where Bo-Katan lived. So Mandalorian takes her to somewhere, because that's where the story cuts. Alright then. So we move to Dr. Pershing and the Butch girl, which is quite an interesting decision, to move somewhere to focus on people who are absolutely side characters. Now, that might show that Disney, they are running out of content, that they are focusing on side characters more and more, such as was the case with Andor, which once again wasn't that much painful to watch. And I know what they're trying to do. I'm watching their TV shows, I'm watching their films, so I can do my reviews, but absolutely I'm not thinking of these things as they were a part of, the Star Wars story, the Star Wars universe. They are trying to show us that not everything is black and white, and that there is many shades of grey. And that after the dissolution of the Empire, there were a lot of imperial officers and workers that actually want to be good people, and they want to be reinstated into the society, and they want to help the New Republic So that's what it is about, really. Dr. Pershing wants to do that, but he doesn't really, because he's a scientist and he loves his research, and his research revolved around cloning. He wants to continue, but this is being banned by the New Republic. And he meets, fortunately or unfortunately, Ilya Kane, the former Imperial officer. And so the majority of the episode then is consisted of them like becoming friends and going to fairs and having ice cream or glowing popsicles or whatever you want to call it, or lollies. And talking about biscuits or cookies or whatever you want to call it, and then plotting and scheming to get a lab that you can take with yourself, and then they steal it, and then Dr. Pershing is being apprehended by the New Republic, and we got to know, oh my god, that Ilya Kane is not really a good girl, that she still probably works for the Empire because they want to use the Mind Flayer, and she's there alone, and she puts it on the highest level so his mind gets effed up, so he doesn't remember anything that he did for the Empire. Right, so we knew from the very beginning. It was apparent that she wasn't a good girl. I mean, yes, I appreciate it. If that storyline, if that one plot line was just about them becoming friends and then being besties and trying to, live a new life in the New Republic, that would be absolutely and 100% dumb and dull. So this outcome, this what actually happened in the show is the smaller of the two evils. But I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about this division into two parts. Now, I have to say the same thing that I can say about pretty much everything that is coming out nowadays. I'm really indifferent about it. I feel nothing. I don't hate it. It wasn't awful, but at the same time, it wasn't great. Now, I do admit that I was excited by the first season of The Mandalorian, but, the further it progresses, the more it is meh. Now, as of making of this video just yesterday, I did the Last of Us Season 1 review, and I said the same thing. It was meh. Alright then. So we then move, in the end, once again, to Bo-Katan and Mando and Grogu. And because Bo-Katan jumps into the water as well, it means, she bathed in that water. She was redeemed as well. Oh my gosh. So actually, I forgot to say, Mando takes her to whatever they are, hidden now, the Mandalorians. And the armorer says, Bo-Katan from the House Kryze, you can be one of us now. This is the way. And everybody says, this is the way. And all of them say, this is the way. And Grogu says, and the episode ends. It was a Mandalorian episode. It was 58 minutes of brainless entertainment. Alright then, let me know in the comments down below what you think, and that will be all. Thank you very much for watching, and Namarie.